The Bible story, David and Goliath, the little shepherd who had great faith. Long time ago, the people of Israel were facing a big problem. A scary army called the Philistines was getting ready to fight them. The Philistine army had a giant of a man named Goliath. Goliath was huge. He was taller than any other man, and he wore heavy armor that clanked when he walked. He wore a bronze helmet, and his bronze coat of mail weighed 125 pounds. His armor-bearer walked ahead of him, carrying a shield. Goliath stood and shouted a taunt across to the Israelites. Every day, Goliath would come out and shout to the Israelite army, "Send out one of your men to fight me. If he wins, we will all be your servants. But if I win, you will all be our servants." When Saul and the Israelites heard this, they were terrified and deeply shaken. They were big and strong, but Goliath was just too big and too scary. For many days, no one dared to fight him. Now there was a young boy named David. David was not a soldier, he was a shepherd. His job was to take care of his father's sheep. One day, David's father, named Jesse, sent him to the Israelite camp to bring food to his older brothers who were soldiers. David left his things with the keeper of supplies and hurried out to the ranks to greet his brothers. Soon the Israelite and Philistine forces stood facing each other, army against army. When David arrived, he heard Goliath shouting his challenge. David was surprised that all the brave soldiers were so afraid. He asked, "Who is this giant who dares to talk against the army of the living God?" But when David's oldest brother heard David talking to the men, he was angry. "What are you doing around here anyway?" he demanded. David believed in God with all his heart. He knew that God was much bigger and stronger than any giant. King Saul, the leader of the Israelite army, heard about David's courage. He called for David. David told the king, "Don't worry about this Philistine. I will go and fight him." King Saul was surprised. "You are just a boy," he said. "Goliath is a mighty warrior. You can't fight him." But David explained, "When I was taking care of my father's sheep, a lion and a bear came and tried to take a lamb. But I went after them, struck them down, and saved the lamb. The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will also rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." King Saul saw David's faith and said, "Go, and the Lord be with you." He even offered David his own armor, but it was too big and heavy for the young shepherd. David took it off. Instead, David took his shepherd's staff, his sling, which was like a special rope for throwing stones, and 5 smooth stones from a nearby stream. When Goliath saw David, he laughed and made fun of him. But David called back. He walked out to meet the giant Goliath. David said, "I come to you in the name of the Lord of heaven's armies, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied. Today the Lord will conquer you, and everyone assembled here will know that the Lord rescues his people, but not with sword and spear. This is the Lord's battle, and he will give you to us." As Goliath moved closer to attack, David ran towards Goliath. He reached into his bag, took out a stone, put it in his sling, and swung it around and around. The stone flew through the air with great speed and hit Goliath right in the forehead. The giant stumbled and then crashed to the ground. He was defeated. When the Philistine army saw their giant hero lying dead, they were terrified and ran away as fast as they could. The Israelites chased after them and won a great victory that day. Seeing their champion defeated, the Philistine army fled, and the Israelites won a great victory. David, the humble shepherd boy who trusted in God, became a hero that day. In essence, David, as a shepherd boy who fought Goliath, was a young, seemingly insignificant individual who, through his unwavering faith in God, displayed immense courage and defeated a much larger and more powerful enemy. His story is a powerful reminder that strength and victory can come through faith, not just physical might. David became a hero that day, not because he was the strongest, but because he trusted God.